Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, I'm Paul. I might look a little bit familiar to the guy who checked you in over there. And you're probably going to see me on the panel again later as well. So welcome all. It's great to see you all here in Paris. And this is the second phase of our LPB25 HackXelerator, which we've been working with various guys and girls producing some really interesting stuff around multimodal AI for the creative sector. And we wouldn't have been able to do this if we hadn't had a lot of help from a whole bunch of people who I'd like to briefly mention. So first of all, it's great to be here in Station F. So I'd like to thank the guys here from Station F for really looking after us in a great venue. So I'll just briefly go through what's happening here today. So first of all, you've just registered, and now we're going to have a couple of me giving some a welcome speech. I wanted to mention all the partners. So we've been helped by Vultr, AMD, 12 Labs, Luma Labs, Pinecone, Hugging Face, and Mistral. I think I've probably got most of them. Let me just wait. I did mention AMD, sorry. Yep, I think I caught them all. So we can move on to the agenda. So the next, just after me, I'm going to get my colleague George here, who's one of the founders of KXSB, to say a few words about what our platform is, because this event has been brought to you by KXSB, which is a platform to help people like yourselves. George will say a few words in a moment. I also just wanted to mention there's three of us founders. Les, who couldn't be with us here today, it was his birthday, so he's back celebrating in the UK. And then after we've had, after George has said a few words, we're going to have a panel discussion, which will be moderated by Lara. It should be really interesting. After that, we've got a short break, and then the bit that you're all here for is to hear the prize giving for the actual startups that have been building stuff over the last 15 days as part of this HackXelerator. And then after we've had the prize giving, we'll have a bit of networking and some drinks and a bit of food for the rest of the evening. So thank you very much. I'm going to pass over to George, who'll say a few words about KXSB.
Hey. Bonjour, Paris. Alors, funny story to begin, right? So I was born in Luxembourg and lived there during my youth, which is exceedingly long ago. So I am not really in the habit of speaking French anymore. So I thought I gotta greet the crowd today when I get in here. By the way, how many of you are French? Okay, so there'll be some people who get my joke. Okay, so I'll explain it for the rest. So I thought I'd take a model that understands French. So I loaded Mistral Small on my laptop. And I said to Mistral, look, I'm going to greet a French crowd today. And I want to say, like, are you fired up? Right? And it didn't really give me a good answer to that. So I said, you know, are you excited? And, you know, it didn't translate that. Êtes-vous excité? And so I then met Lara and I said, like, is that a good thing to say? And she looked at me, said, no, you shouldn't probably do that. And so the joke was, for the ones who don't speak French, it can also mean, are you aroused? So I you know, had to share that one. Anyway, KXSB. So I'm glad so many of you are here. We had a kickoff in London on the 5th of April, so a mere 20 days ago. Seems like yesterday. And it was sort of our first HackXelerator event. So KXSB, we started last year, and so we've been forming and storming. And we wanted KXSB to be a place for creative experimentation, right? Because access and participation are important when it comes to AI, right? Sort of AI got launched by very well-funded, very large corporations or very well-funded public research outfits. That's sort of who was at the forefront of this. And we're now all being served something, right? You know, we got companies like OpenAI or so that try to monopolize this and give us an interface and tell us this is AI, right? But I think there's a lot more stuff going on. There's a very healthy open source ecosystem, and we wanted to expose this to more people, right? Also people who aren't, you know, coming from an IT or computer science background. And so we thought, how can we do that? And so it's all about access and participation, right? A large portion of the population, you know, doesn't have access or only has access to, you know, what certain companies decide to let them have access to. And they don't participate very well because they think, oh, it's very complicated and I need, you know, lots of skills, right? And so this is like our first attempt to bring together, you know, people from the creative spectrum, people from the technology spectrum, and pretty much anyone in between, and, you know, give them, you know, thanks to our partners, access to some really powerful stuff and build something, right? Whatever you want. The idea is that, you know, for KXSB, it's about access and participation, and we don't need things to, you know, follow a mainstream taste. We don't need things to be commercially viable. You know, we just want to encourage people to do stuff. And naturally, some things come out of there that have some viability or have some, you know, more mass appeal. But, you know, for everyone else, at least they should have the experience of being able to do something. And so that's really what KXSB is all about. London, Paris, Berlin was our inaugural event because, you know, we wanted to pick the big capitals of Europe because we thought there's probably the most open-minded concentration of people. But we want to continue this with events like this, but also outside. And this, as Paul mentioned before, we have a platform. And so it's very easy to get on that platform. It's free. You go to kxsb.org. By the way, I should say we are a not-for-profit. And you can sign up. It takes literally a minute to create an account. It's just clicking. I think mostly you don't even have to type anything if you have like a GitHub or a LinkedIn or so. And then you get access to our Discord, where, you know, you can begin to launch initiatives, propose projects, and meet lots of other people that might think about, you know, your idea is great, right? And so that's what we want to show today, that, you know, we had, you know, about 30 projects launched since London. You know, a lot of people started coming into this after London, just hearing about it. You know, a good number of you submitted, you know, a final video, right? And so we want to celebrate those, which we're going to do after the panel discussion. And so we're gonna show you, you know, some of the best ones, but it doesn't end there. We're gonna you know, give you access to all of them, and we're gonna celebrate all of them, but we can't do it all at the event today. Okay. I think that's my messages, so I want to hand over to Lara and begin the panel discussion. Thank you very much.
Hey, vous êtes excité ou pas? Vous n'êtes pas trop excité? Je suis trop excitée. Okay, let's do this. So, we're going to talk about multimodal AI. I don't even know what that means. So we're going to have some very smart people talking about it. And so we're going to have Paul. You can join us right now. Paul is an artist, also known as Flux the Artist. And he's the one that organized all that. We're going to have Clément. Clément is building AI video company. So you just come and you will tell us what you do. We're going to have the marvelous Cyril, works at AMD. He's going to explain us what AMD does, just in case you guys don't know. And he's also the pre-sales EMEA director at AMD. We're going to have with us Kim. So Kim is building an independent music platform. It's pretty cool. She also played guitar with Nelly Furtado. Do you know Nelly Furtado? I'm like a bird, na 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 na. This is Nelly Furtado. So she played guitar with this lady. It's not me, obviously. I don't sing as well. And we have Gauthier. Gauthier, join us. Gauthier, he's building the internal ChatGPT for L'Oréal. Who knows L'Oréal here? I'm just asking random questions to make sure that you all are you here with us? Yes, okay, let's do this. So you guys are gonna all introduce yourselves with your own words. And then once this is done, I wanna know why you had this idea, Paul. What is multimodal AI? I don't know, so I wanna know. Gauthier, do you wanna start? And we end up with Paul? Thanks.
So hello everyone, I'm Gauthier, lead AI engineer at the Global Beauty Tech, and more specifically working on L'Oréal GPT, that is the ChatGPT-like solution at L'Oréal for internal employees, and also on the Gen AI services that are APIs that allows any project to leverage Gen AI at L'Oréal.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Bingham, indie artist and founder of Mostro.xyz, next-gen gamified music platform that's currently in development. I will say a couple of things. First, we are developing the team. So all of you creative developers out there, we are looking for front-end and full-stack developers. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn or here. And the other thing is that my startup started here in Station F 2 years ago as part of the Fighters program, so it's a real kick to be back here with Mostro launching. Thank you very much.
Hello, so I'm Cyril Horry from AMD. I actually manage the AMD EMEA technical pre-sales team. So we support essentially all the commercial business at AMD, but my team also support the I would say the Ryzens and the gaming Radeon cards that everybody can buy to build their gaming PCs or whatever. So I'm happy to be here and to support this event.
So hello everybody, I'm Clement. I spent most of my career in Google selling AI solutions, and I left that. Actually, we left that with my associates to co-found Vikit.ai, which is a software development kit to create custom AI video generators. Basically, what we do, and it's a link with Multimodal, is that we mix. We allow developers to mix easily non-gen AI models of video, audio, image, text, as well as traditional technologies like FFmpeg, MoviePy, etc., to create a custom AI video generator that we call now AI video agents. So basically, generators that will generate video perfectly suited for a use case. And happy to be there.
Hi guys. So when I'm wearing the red hat, I'm no longer Paul. I'm now Flux, the artist. And I guess to answer the question about multimodal, well, I'm multimodal. So, so basically, I'm an artist. I'm both conventional artist and a digital artist. But I've also been in tech for something like, well, too many years to mention, really. I'm just not going to say it. And I'm excited by both. So I'm excited by both art and technology. And I guess the reason for doing multimodal is because you can, you know. Up until now, you haven't been able to do that. You haven't had those tools to be able to use. And it's kind of like the most exciting sort of playbox that we've all got, you know, all of a sudden. Multimodal, multi-destination. Anyway, I just wanted to make life difficult for myself.
Thank you. So now you know what. Well done. So now that we know that what multimodal is, we're going to tackle some topics. We want to know what had changed in the creative world thanks to AI or because of AI. We want to know if creatives should be scared of AI or not, and how we can all work together, and what are the skill sets that we should all learn for this futuristic new world. So maybe we can start with you, Kim. How, like, the first question is, how do you use Gen AI, and how did it change your industry? So we can talk about music, but there is like a big spectrum that you can take us in.
Yeah, so on the micro level, let's just talk about artists or musicians using AI. Overall, for myself and all the artists, the musicians that I know, we're using it as a tool. We don't really see it as a threat. It's more of a complementary thing to help with editing or removing sounds out of a track and things like that. So we really don't see it as a threat. It is really just, it's a helper. But on the macro level, on the industry, on the larger industry end of it, definitely there's things about copyright, training your, well, we know about the Drake rap song that was out a little while ago. So copyright infringement and that sort of thing is still something that needs to be worked out. But overall, in the day-to-day for artists, at least in music, I can say, and I think in visual, and well, I'm sure you can talk about that a little bit more. It's not real. We don't really consider it a threat.
We talk about creative process, so I would like to know, Clément, how do your clients use it, and does it kill like creativity or not, and how is it used in the creative process?
Actually, that's a good question, because that's exactly the discussions that we are having with many customers. So there is people that are like creating today videos. They are creating them for all kind of use cases, and they put like some kind of what we call creativity. I could not define creativity, but I'm pretty sure that that's what they are doing, and that's typically exactly what we do not do. Why is that? Because what we do is automation. I separated really the video creation into two parts. Once things that where you will like create something new, create something creative, create a new kind of content. I don't know, like what you can see with the AI advertising or these kind of things. And the automation, which is something that can still be done by AI, but that is something totally different. That could be, for example, what we see about automatic shorts generation, maybe tomorrow, product video from a photo. And these are like things that are like completely different, but and also, but there are two extremes. They are different, but there are two extremes. That doesn't mean they are not linked. The link between them is that there are use cases that are like more on the automation side, but there is still some creation. For example, in the short part, you could like choose which short you want, choose how to put the subtitle, choose how to orient the AI and what kind of things are going to be shown. And on the creative part, you can have a creative process that can be assisted by AI, and this is like what I would call like the generative AI, special effects generative AI, augmented special effects, which is like an improvement of what have been done before in special effect, which is something different than what we do. For us, we do really automation and things like this. And I think I was mentioning a customer that was it was not a customer, actually, it was a prospect. He was from Los Angeles movie makers and things like this. And they were asking me, like, yeah, could the AI put exactly this as I want, put exactly like this seat here with the light like here? And I said, like, I'm just not, even if I wanted to do that, I could not do that. What you need is AI assisted editing software. You don't need automation, Wiki.ai automation. So, but we still have customers on the advertising side and stuff like this, but not these ones.
And what about you, Gauthier? What have you observed in L'Oréal? How did it change the creative process? Because from our conversation, marketing was one of the main use that you guys would have, and like on the creative side, I'm saying, how did it change the creative process?
Yeah, so marketing is indeed a big part of L'Oréal. It's one of the biggest advertisers in the world. And so we spend millions in creation process. The idea with Gen AI is not to replace everything, it's just to make things quicker, easier. to do. And for example, for the ideation process that we really focus on with GenAI today, it's just before to do anything, you had to explain to someone, okay, I want to do that. Now you just tell the LLM and it will just run some draft for you, and it's just a huge time savior. Obviously, for production purpose, we are still running more slowly, but the idea also is to go on this front.
Yeah, and also you were telling me that you work with a lot of like agencies, like to work with you on the drafting and the creation process. Now your teams are way more free to work by themselves, thanks to AI.
Yeah, so it's easier. Obviously, I wanted to say also it's not something that we want to open to all L'Oréal employees. This is costly. We have a responsibility when it comes to sustainability. So it's only focused for marketing people that are really trained and that learn how to use AI. And so yeah, it's with that we are really speeding the process with the agencies. We are not replacing agencies. It's just that we come to them with much advanced ideas.
Thanks. And Cyril, you were telling me it's been more than 30 years that you work in tech. It's a lot of
Yeah,
years.
it's a lot of experience. And not 30 years with AI, definitely not. But
What have you observed? Because like it's changing the world. We had this discussion also with Kim. It's like when the internet arrived, you guys saw the internet arrival in your jobs. How do you see that from your perspective and also your client's perspective? Like, does it change anything at all, at least from your perspective right now?
yes, the evolution of the technologies in the last 20, 30 years has been tremendous. And we believed, and I believe today, AI is about the same story as the story of the web some time ago, or also the explosion of the demand for compute capabilities. It's gonna change things, definitely. It's gonna impact here and there some work functions. It's gonna require some training, some adoption of the new technologies, definitely. But I don't really see it as a threat. I see it more as an opportunity for creators to leverage these tools. At the end of the day, you need a pilot in the cockpit. Okay, you cannot do or rely on any special AI stuff to make things for you, and then you just stay at your desk and you have nothing to do and you get the paycheck. It's not going to work this way. This is more magic. It's not AI, definitely not. So yeah, but I already saw some changes, more especially on the marketing front. Sometimes with eventually less resources being required for some specific task. On the other side, it's also a lot of need for training, learning how to make the right prompt to the model. So there is lots of things that needs to be addressed. But at the end of the day, the human will still be the one who control the technology and use it for his own benefits or his company benefits.
And what are the skills, and it's a question for all of you, but what are the skills that you've seen in your industries that's going to be, not only your industry, but that's going to be mandatory to learn, like right now, related to AI? You just talked about prompting, and I know that Gauthier, internally, you told me you pick people that will be using your tools, but how do you pick them, and how are they trained, or on what are they trained?
Yeah, so
at L'Oréal, but like I want to know about everyone.
Yeah, there's a big initiative at L'Oréal Group to really train every single employee to the usage and to the usage of GenAI, because you have to be careful, not trust everything. You have to use it wisely too, because it's costly. And the thing is that for example, for the image generation, I was saying we only open that to marketing people that are trained even more. And the image generation models are much harder to pick up than just the text model like ChatGPT, etc. The good thing is that we can start mixing them with agent, where you can build agent that helps you on the process. So I think that over time, this gap between the standard employee and the creator will slowly reduce, and that finally everyone will be able to create in its way. But obviously, there's always this skill of doing nice-looking stuff that some people have and train years to have. So I think we can't replace them.
Yeah. Paul, you want to say something?
Support that point of view, really, that it's so much a cliche that everybody has to learn AI or then they're going to be dead, or you know. I think it's important perhaps to know it's there, and it's important to have a position. But if you want to decide to become a carpenter, then become a carpenter and just become the best carpenter in the world. And I don't think it's very different with AI. You know, you've still got the problems of being an artist or a craftsman or an artisan. It doesn't go away just because it's AI. So I think there needs to be a broader, you know, sort of opinions on AI. And I don't think anybody should immediately panic, basically, because AI is around. You know, it's fun, embrace it if that's what turns you on. But, you know, also, you know, see the other side of the argument and try to produce, you know, great craft or great art.
And I love this. Wait, before I ask you a question, I want to know something. You are an artist. Do you ever use AI? Like, do you ever prompt anything related to your art?
Yeah, so I've used both Midjourney and, fun enough, my name Flux is the name of the biggest open source AI model, but they took it after me. By a good year or two. So I need to say that I can probably sue them or something like that.
You should.
And if I'm honest, actually using Flux or Midjourney is not as simple as it seems. I mean, simple prompting is not simple. It's quite an art in its own sense. And I guess what satisfies me is trying to kind of subvert what they're trying to do with the model. So, you know, I think as an artist, that's kind of where you come from. You try to kind of make it do what it doesn't want to do and have some fun with the hallucinations and things like that. So yes, I've used it, but it's very rare that I've used it in the purest sense. In other words, prompt and put it out there on Instagram or something like that. I'll take it as a basis, I'll play with it, and then I don't know, I could paint something, you know, I could use it as ideation, for example. So there's lots of ways you can use AI that are not just simply taking it out of the box, really, which is, you know, can end up with quite mundane results, but there have been one or two times people have managed to get good results out of the box, but it's pretty rare, believe me.
Hey, Clement, you have like corporate clients. I want to know, how are they training themselves? Like, did you have to help them out in like using your tool, but basically using AI? Do you have like different generations that you're working with? Does it have an impact?
So on our side, so to follow up on what you were saying on you need to learn the AI that applies to your skill set. I think it's not the same AI for creativity that it is for automation. There is the same models, but for example, for automation, what you would need to do is more like reliability, consistent output, like never put something that your company would be ashamed of, or these kind of things. And for creativity, it's other things like making a result that is beautiful, etc. And on our side, we address mostly automation use cases. So actually, for these automation use cases, the people that needs to be trained are not really the end users, like in creativity, because the end users, they kind of just push the button, For us, one of the use cases we have is, for example, for the real estate, automatic apartment visit generation for real estate listings, just to know what we're talking about. So you have a listing on your website with photos, and then you generate a full presentation video. So the real estate agent just need to click, generate the video. So it needs to be trained maybe to click, or maybe to the advantage, but that's not a big training. The people that need to be trained are the people that are actually building the automation. So who are they? They are the developers of these platforms. But they need to be trained on technologies or on things that are different, as I said, like from the creativity, which is more like how to integrate AI into existing workflow and to make them accessible to users. So this is how I see it in my customers.
Okay, thank you. What is your take on that, Kim? What should we all learn, or what, in your particular case, you think artists or anyone should learn to be at ease with AI? What are the skill sets?
Well, I think it's sort of also going back to, we were talking earlier, and we're going back to basically the experience of seeing the internet arrive and hearing that you could listen to music on your computer, and what that was all about, as analog musicians had to learn how to make a CD and upload it to the internet and metadata and all of that. And here we are again with this new wave of technology, whether it's AI or blockchain, which is more what Mastro is also centered in. I think you really just got to get in there and start using these tools. Don't feel like you have to, but if you do, it's best, because especially for a non-tech person like me, who's obviously become much more technological with my startup over the last couple of years, if you don't start using the tools, then the tools might end up using you in a few years. So you're better off just getting your hands dirty and starting to learn them. There's a lot of amazing ones out there, and yeah, just have fun, play. It doesn't hurt, at least not for now, right?
So I want to know, like, the purpose of this discussion was also to get everyone inspired and wanted to create something new once this event is done. What is the most creative way of using AI you've noticed? It can be in your work life, it can be in your personal life. I really want to know what you have noticed people do and you're like, that's pretty creative.
Yeah, I mean, on the day-to-day work, we have within AMD now the Copilot enablement. So what's happening is we have plenty of meetings, and it does meeting summarization of the actions of pretty much everything that got said during the meeting. So it's really an improvement in productivity, and it doesn't mean you don't need to write things down or to not train your memory, because in the very beginning you always try to look at the summarization and make sure it really contains all the necessary information. But it's really helpful, and it's not just for those who have not attended the meetings and instead will read just the summarization. It's also very interesting to see this happening. In the very near future, some of my colleagues already tried this out. You will see some automatic speech translation. It's very useful for those who work in an international company or with international customers. Like you can expect a live speech translation, for example, from one language to another. The current issue, I would say, sometimes it's currently in beta version, and it's working just for translating to English. So I do understand American probably thinks English is the only language in the world, but actually for us outside of America, we also would like sometimes the English to be translated to our native language, just to...
It's coming.
Yeah, but definitely this is what is coming for everybody. It's going to leverage also some of the AMD local technologies that we have introduced into the laptop and desktop processors with the NPUs and all the accelerators that we bring next to the CPU to work on this. And to get back to my daughter, she just started studies at university. She's using tools like ChatGPT to sometimes understand more what the teachers have. But these models have proven to not really be so accurate for too technical or too academic training so far, but it's improving. So this is a kind of use case that I've seen so far.
That's so cool. And you should watch like very young people using ChatGPT. It's amazing. Like they are creative doing that. What have you observed in super creative way of using AI, or not that super creative, but tell me.
Yes, because I'm on the automation side. So I would say the first one in video, and the second one is in one sentence will be the ones that I find like the most, the greatest way. In video, I think for automation, it's kind of a creative way to do automation is to use, so now you have visual language models, you know, that analyze image and also videos, and you can get insights from this video. And so what you can do now is to send a video and to ask a specific question about what would be the operations to make to this video by traditional technologies to go to a certain result. And so the AI will give you different instructions depending on the video, which is, for example, the most basic one is like, is this video like qualitative enough? Do you have, for example, for real estate, I was saying, do you have a new room that is appearing? If yes, cut it, please. What are the coordinates to cut it? Okay, I cut it here. I replace it by something. So this is kind of, for me, I was kind of impressed that the VLMs can do that. And so, and on a personal side, what I think like is crazy is that now you can ask career advice to ChatGPT. So you just send your CV and your LinkedIn. And you say, what should I do to do this and that? And he said, and you send the most info you say, and it actually gives you quite great answers. So I advise everybody to do that. Not always great, but sometimes you have good things. So yeah, I advise that.
C'est trop cool. I'm going to do it right after. What do you think, Paul? What is the most amazing thing you've seen done with AI, or you've done yourself?
Well, I'm actually going to steal an idea from my colleague up there, George, who should be concentrating. I'm also going to use two terms that he really hates. So I'm going to use the term AI tinkering and vibe coding. How many people have heard those terms, by the way? A few.
Wow,
Ralph.
you're too fancy. I don't know what.
But anyway,
the others, I'm with you. I don't know what it means. Vibe.
Anyway, I need to get to the point. Yeah. So the point is that, and this is, I'm stealing George's idea here. The idea is that you can very quickly create apps to solve problems that you might have been using for years, but you're paying £20 a month. So you're on Calendly, or you're on some app or other. You're on a CRM. The thing that AI and Gen AI has opened up is this idea that you can just create apps on the fly, and they are apps that help you in your everyday life. Anyway, the actual example, this is very close to what you were talking about, because we're going into relationships here. So a guy realized that most dating apps were lots of men and no women. So anyway, he created his own dating app, and you can imagine how many men were on that dating app. So he was the only man on the dating app.
That's smart.
So that I thought was quite an imaginative use of AI.
I love this. I love this. Kim, what do you have to say on that? Because he's talking about creating your own like apps and stuff, and I think that you have something similar in your usage of AI.
I guess, well, again, no dating apps. Well, what I'll say about the usage of AI. So as a CEO on Elbe, you could say that, right? Growing CEO, a lot of the time you can't find the mentors around you that you have a question, you just don't know where to go. AI has been great for that. When I have a question, there's some GPTs out there that are really, really good. Well, one for if you want to get challenged as a fundraising CEO like myself at Mastro, Mean VC is really good to get to get those great answers out there for any interested investors. And the other thing is on our team, when we onboard people into the team, and some of my team's here, so I can see Flo, yeah. I say to them, don't come to me with a problem. You come to me after you've gone to ChatGPT, Google, and YouTube and ask them the questions. Then you come to me with the problem and whatever kind of crazy solutions you've come up with from all those, and we talk about it on the team, and we move forward. And we've actually managed to move forward quite fast that way.
Oh, I love this. Thank you.
I think I might have the cutest.
What? I'm so excited.
We have a few parents in the team, and what they do is that they do some they use Gen AI to generate some customized stories for their children's. And so they can even generate images for these stories, and it's so cute. And
Very cool.
yeah, and going back to L'Oreal GPT, what is super exciting is that we start to provide through this interface, no-code interface, tools. And so every time we add a new tool, people start combining them. And so they start generating some super interesting pipelines. And it's so exciting to see what they can do. And people have so many ideas. And it's so good to just give them the capabilities to make them real.
It's gonna be my last question now because we have a couple of minutes left. It's gonna be more about like authenticity versus AI generated. And maybe you can start again, Gauthier, because you had a take on that at L'Oreal, because you have a brand that's a very famous brand. Everybody here knew it. And you have to stick to your brand, be authentic, and you sell products to people. And at the same time, you can you have tools at the tip of your hands that can make you pretty lazy and unauthentic. And you have thousands of employees at the company. How do you stay yourselves original and also work with AI?
Yeah, it's a big topic. When it comes to text generation, there is a big work on our side to, if we all use the same models and don't do much, we have real tone of voice for each brand, and so each brand needs to work on to keep its tone of voice. You can't go and use the model and generate. You have to work before, customize for your brand. And as you said, it's super easy to generate people, nice looking, etc., but it's lying. So we have really a big rule on our side is to not generate skin, hair, or anything that would make the customers think that they had these benefits, whereas it's from L'Oreal product, whereas it has just been generated by AI. So
Yeah.
so super important for us, and as always, as of today, for external things that are supposed to go externally, we are very careful, and we keep things internal today. We'll see how it goes, but it's a huge subject on our side.
Yeah, thank you. And what about you, Kim? What do you think about authenticity versus AI generated?
Well, authenticity. Okay, so if we're talking about music, I haven't heard a piece of AI generated music that moves me as much as, let's say, a Mozart concerto. So that could happen and may very well happen. Hasn't happened yet. Yeah, I think we're living in an era of what I call meta-surrealism. I'm not going to get too much into it, but we are 100
I
years
want to
away.
know now. What is this?
We are
What
100
is
years.
this? We had
I
vibes.
wrote the manifesto of meta-surrealism and put it out as an NFT last fall. And then I bought the whole collection again, so I might resell it, and then you'll get to read the whole thing. But basically, we're 100 years after the first art movement of surrealism, which was in the same kind of social and political context that we're in now. And so here we are where we can't really tell the difference between what's real and what's fake anymore. And that's sort of being done on purpose to us. I think you got to trust your instincts and maybe ask yourself the question twice if what I'm looking at is real, if it's really touching me. Is this, I think we have a lot of layers of truth to get to the truth of things to see. Sorry, that question is very vague and much larger topic. I'm moving on.
Thanks. No, and also you talk about instinct. Maybe that's the skill that we all need to foster and learn more. Trust our instincts, because you're right, it's so hard now to know what's true and what's not. But if the music makes you move, probably had been done by a human being. What is your take on authenticity versus AI generated?
Yeah, so at AMD, I can just jump on the instinct, because instinct is our marketing name for our GPUs. I cannot say at AMD it's all about authenticity or generation, we need to provide some compute capabilities. So we need some sort of authenticity for it. We can't really have a processor that is not doing the right computation. So it needs to be more serious at the low level. But even if we are the foundation to this kind of software and automation and generative AI stuff, we need to stick to some more traditional
Down to earth.
kind of things. Yeah. But that's all I can say on this. At the end of the day, it's definitely the use of the technology that will change the game, and creativity is a key element to actually leverage the right way all the underlying technology.
Yeah, probably creativity and instinct and just being down to earth. Probably the top 3 skill sets to learn. What is your take?
On authenticity and AI generated. So I think it's a new version of an old problem, the problem of authenticity, because the problem of authenticity is not did not appear with AI. I mean, before you could already modify videos, and even before you could modify videos, you could already like film some things in ways that make it look like something, but it is not. It's a problem in general of the intermediary of when you are restituting an event from that you are seeing an event that is restituted not by someone else and not by yourself. This person that is restituting it can always do things. So it's a very old problem. I think the solution is to have trustable sources, the signature also part, because this is how before you could write a false text. So people now they signed it with an authority that would say, oh, this is true. I think it would be the same. Yeah, with video, at least on my side, you have people that film and they will sign it with a digital signature, and so regarding creativity, yeah, same. It's the same problem as before. I spoke a lot about like creativity and automation, but even before, there was these questions that have been asked about when you were automating, I don't know, the modification of content. Then people were saying, oh, but it's not modified like the old way, so etc. And I really think there is a strong difference between what is on the category of labor. So it's a global category about what is something that is made in an automatic way by someone, and this can be automated by a machine, and things that are on the more on the work side, on the creativity side, that today are the things that are unautomatable. And this was the case with writing, this was the case with image, this was the case with video, and this is the case today with AI. This did not change.
Paul, and also you can wrap up, but talk to us about authenticity versus AI. I want to know your take on it.
Well, first of all, I think I'm the first convert to meta-surrealism, and I'm definitely going to be trying that tomorrow. So thanks for that. But yeah, I think as far as authenticity is concerned, like Clémence just said, I think the AI element of it is irrelevant in many ways. I think simply the bar is going to be raised because humans are going to have to do more to compete, and I think people are going to root out authenticity wherever it might be. So I think brands in particular are going to have to raise their game, and I think whether they're using AI to create that authentic experience or not is really irrelevant. I mean, it's going to become transparent to the people they're engaging with, and I think nearly always there's going to be a human somewhere in the loop that's going to be choosing what's put out there, what the vision of the brand is, and all of those very important things. So yeah, I think that using AI as a tool to supplement your own authenticity is fine.
Thank you so much to all of you. Thank you, all of you. We're going to have a mini break now, and then it's going to be the award-winning moment. I'm so excited. You're going to see amazing stuff, so you have to come back.
Do we have time for a couple of questions from the audience?
Do you have questions?
So thank you for the talk. AI is great. I don't say the contrary. I deployed AI solutions when I was working big corporation and now with my startup, but there are still drawbacks. And for me, one of the biggest is the fact that these models have a lot of randomness. They are stochastic, which means that 90% of the time they will do what you want, and 10% of the time they will do something that is completely different. You can beg them in a system prompt, on user prompt to not do something, then they will do it whatever. How do you manage that when you are building your products, especially, for instance, if you are creating videos or music, where probably you have some words or some images that you don't want to see? And do you think because of that, all these models will always have human in the loop to check what are the results, which means that we will never have 100% of automation with AI. We'll always need to have someone to check the outputs.
Yeah, so it's a good point regarding whether you should trust the AI or not. So on our side, we just took the technology as is, like it's like that. We can do things to lower this risk, but at some point, the technology like this, so you have to accept it. And so we have, as I said earlier, I think we have a big trainings for the whole company to really learn them that they should not trust the AI and always challenge it. And what we do also in our solution is that every time we bring the details of what happened, what did the AI behind the scenes, so that they can challenge and really say, okay, here it was wrong, and maybe have the capability to correct them behind. And what we do also regarding image generation, video generation, etc., is that you can also use the AI to help you check that the image was right, or thanks to multimodal. And so that can be one part, but as always, this additional step can also fail. So we have this big culture of learning that you can't trust it completely.
Thank you for the talk. What advice would you give to someone who would be in the same position as you at L'Oréal, into doing workshops and explaining people how to use AI, or building the tooling for the people that will use AI internally? Like, what about the challenges? Like, did you use open source to give the interfaces, or how did you approach this?
I think related to what I said, one thing I would say is don't build a black box on top of the black box. We have agents start to talk to each other. Don't do something that people won't see what happened behind the scene. Otherwise, yeah, you build a black box on top of it. We know that some steps are black box. Let's see the input, let's see the outputs, and don't hide things from the user. I think that would be my advice. And also on the learning part, just use it. When we started, so I did 5 years in data analytics, for example, and I did a big switch on the AI part 2 years ago. Was not the same technology, and so I had to learn Python a lot. And just having this, having ChatGPT to train, it's like to have a teacher every time available. It's so good, especially when you are an introvert. It's great.
And the answer might be just a word or a short sentence. And so if you look ahead in the future, generations down...
Can you stop? Because I'm just seeing they're not getting you for the people who are... we need a mic, basically.
You will have to take a mic.
Sorry, I restored them. So if you are looking down generations down the line, your children, your children's children, what is an activity, just an example of a task, an activity, a duty of humans that you imagine? And maybe the answer is just a sentence, maybe it's a single word. But I would like to ask one, if you have a suggestion from one of you, every one of you.
Sorry, I think I didn't catch that. Sorry.
Yeah, so the question is that what is that genuinely human task that we will have also generations down the line, 50, 100 years ago, 100 years in the future?
Oh, I think it will be very soon. Today, I think AI starts to be kind of everywhere, but it's patched everywhere. Like you have ChatGPT, you have some solutions that start to bring AI, but I think that very soon, in matter of 5 years, we'll start to have entire environment connected to AI, and that AI will be able to do well. It will be connected to everything and will be able to do things that will change so many things. I think even in less than 10 years, things will change a lot on that point.
It's a very abstract question, so I'll give you a very abstract answer. Freedom.
The way I see it is that, I mean, exactly the same as the other tools, they enhance creativity. You will have, for example, I'm in some Facebook groups where they are doing like some Photoshop art. So they are like modifying the photos. And I'm pretty sure like we will have, on the video side at least, AI movie models, so that would be like made by an artist that would generate some kind of movies, because yeah, to your question, it was stochastic, but there is way to control it with a VLM, with a whole tooling. It's actually what you say is an answer to what it's what I answer when someone tells me why we not use like OpenAI Sora, why do you need the AI video agents, because there is, and so you can build, I'm pretty sure now it's a bit difficult, but I'm pretty sure that in 5-10 years you will have like generative movies, like this kind of automatic movies, maybe that could interact with you, or maybe that you could orient, or you could say, oh, to the guy, maybe do that, answer that instead of this, and let's see how it goes. And I think that's cool. That would be cool. I would watch that.
Yeah, I also see it as a kind of general assistance. I mean, whatever thing you want, you will want, whether it's a question, whether it's some sort of help, including in physical kind of help. Once, and the adoption is incredibly fast. So once everything is set up, all the agent being able to communicate the one with the others, it opens the possibility to help you in pretty much whatever you will want to do. I don't know how things will turn when it comes to the monetization of it overall. So whether you will have some options for full assistance, mid-range assistance, or entry assistance. But this is how I see it evolving in the future. But at the end of the day, it will be yourself or the user who will have some sort of control of what he wants out of it.
Yeah, I think if you have like a blocked toilet, AI can help you to tell you how to fix your toilet, but it can't unplug your toilet for you. So skill will always be there, craft will be there. And then the other thing I'll say on the opposite end is that I'm trying to track down a scientist in Japan who has a hologram camera. So he can like transmit you as a hologram, very Obi-Wan Kenobi. I want to find that guy. I met him a couple of years ago, and I want to do like hologram concerts where the musician's in one place and you can see the concert in another place. So I think that that's coming down the pike. At least if Mastro has anything to do with it, we'll be seeing that in another few years.
We can take one more question. You're so far. Viens.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the talk. I just have a question concerning singularity. I know we've seen like a lot of AI agent like across different platforms like Discord, like on X. I just want to have your point of view on singularity and how this will change the way we interact with AI.
I think I might be outdated. With singularity?
singularity is the fact that we don't recognize that this is AI. Once you're talking to an agent, or even like when you see art made from an agent, then you're like, oh, is it a human or is it AI? And that's singularity.
I think at some point, more and more, you can't do the difference, and I think we have to accept that we won't be able to do the difference and to challenge everything that comes to you. It's a bit of a shame, but I think yeah, it's so good to fake things that we have to. I think for next generation, one of the best skill will be to train your esprit critique. But yeah, yeah, I think that will be one of the most important skills.
Critical thinking, critical mind. Yeah, I think that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, well, the gentleman just reminded me that we don't hear the word singularity as much as we used to. I think it somehow got overtaken by AGI and stuff and other terms for the same thing, but I guess it is the same thing at the end of the day. And it seems to be getting closer all the time. But at the same time, people have a great deal of difficulty actually defining what AGI is. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to get a straight answer to that this evening.
So now, oh, you want to say something?
Yeah, to link it to all problems, like I did that. I think is the same question to answer. What is consciousness? And for me, I cannot. I don't have the answer.
Give us an answer.
Yeah, but I can reduce it to another problem.
So right now we're gonna do something that AI cannot do. We're gonna smell each other's and look at each other's in the eyes and mingle all together. Yeah, you're looking at me like, what? Smell each other? You don't do that? Like, that's my favorite thing to do. I go very close to people. So if you come talk to me right after, I'm going to smell you guys because this is like something a human can do and AI cannot do that. Look at each other in the eye. They can't do that either. So let's have a coffee break and let's come back for all the It's a 15-minute break and then we come back and you're going to see amazing creations. See you.
Hi, everybody. So just before we go through the presentations from the HackXelerator, we've got some quick talks from Kasia, Cyril, and Perry, because they've been so supportive of us, and they're going to say a little bit about what they do and how you do it, and how you can make use of their products. So I'll hand over to Kasia. Thank you very much.
Hello, Station F, or should I say bonjour? I cannot believe that it's already 20 days since we start this project of Kickoff back in London, and we review lots of really good presentation submissions. I would like to say thank you to KXSB and especially to Paul and George for coordinating this event. It's a lot of work going into it. Station F for hosting us, and of course all of you for coming here. Without you, this event wouldn't happen. Can I have the next slide? Thank you. Can I have the next slide? I will just introduce you quickly to Vultr, the company who I work for. Vultr is the largest privately held cloud provider with 20 years of operation history and 11 years as a Vultr company. With this experience, we from the very beginning set it up that we would like to create high-performance cloud compute that is accessible, affordable, composable, secure, and it doesn't have a complexity of the hyperscalers. We've got 32 data centers regions around the world, including here in Paris. And we're reaching out 90% of the global population between 2 to 40 milliseconds. Next slide. I will quickly run through with the products we have on offer, starting from high-performance cloud compute. We've then access not only to NVIDIA GPUs, but also AMD GPUs. Bare metal, manage Kubernetes with orchestration, container orchestration for CPUs and GPUs. Manage databases with the extension for storage with file, object, and block storage. And lastly, enterprise level of networking. Can I have a next slide? And a quick, as I said before, you've got access to the latest technologies. For example, we have now on offer MI325X available from AMD, but also B200 from NVIDIA. In cloud, compliance is super important for us, and security with compliances like HIPAA, SOC 2, etc. Very simple to use. You don't need to be certified with API first approach. Terraforms, containers, direct connect to allow you to compose your own stack. We've got very comprehensive documentation with tech talks and learning paths. We offer affordable and predictable pricing with the best price to performance ratio. So you will pay less, but you're not compromising on the performance you're getting in return. We have got a robust marketplace with one-click deploy. And lastly, we offer cloud setup for your infrastructure. And the next slide. So as I said, a little bit summary for the hackathon. In the past 20 days, everyone put so much effort to create the projects, and we just received the submission a couple days ago, and they were all very impressive, starting from really impressive storytelling, image processing, the panel that you can train yourself for the interview. One of our submissions was exactly that. Very impressive stuff, and we can't wait to for you to get the rewards. We had 160 registration, which we were blown away by. 27 teams submit their start working on the project, 17 submit them, and we've got 6 really exciting winners who partner with us for this accelerator. AMD, Pinecone, Mistral, Hugging Face, Lumia, 12 Labs, and KXSB, without who we wouldn't be here. So that's it. Thank you. Merci. And pass over to Cyril.
Maybe. Oh, yeah. Thank you. So I'm Cyril Horry from AMD. I'm also happy to be here tonight, and I want to thank all of you for participating to this event and this hackathon, actually. If you can move to the next slide. At AMD, we believe that adaptive computing and high-performance computing is actually transforming our lives, and we are focused on developing next-generation products and next-generation high-performance computing improves the experience on this. To look at the products, if you move to next slide, AMD is uniquely positioned to power AI from the edge to the cloud. We offer from the very entry CPUs and integrated NPUs that you that are now required for a Copilot Plus experience by Microsoft in the cloud with our Instinct MI325X GPUs that are unique in the market. They are the ones with the more memory, the most performant one most of the time. Some of the big ones are actually using these GPUs exclusively for their very, very big data models, more especially the 405 billion parameters models. And we have products from CPUs to GPUs. More recently, we started developing some network products for building and connecting all the blocks together. And for this, AMD is only a processor and a solution provider, so we have to partner with Vultr and with many others. So these technologies are available for anything you want to do afterward. Specific to AI, we have spent a lot of time on developing the software as well, on working with the software ecosystem, optimizing. We have partnered with Hugging Face as well for all the AI models to be available day one on AMD as well. All the classic frameworks are working just fine on AMD hardware. We are most of the time member of the founders of TensorFlow, all JAX as well, and Onyx and all the other frameworks. So they work natively. You don't really need to change anything to make them work on AMD hardware at the end of the day. It's high-level software, it's framework, it's less complicated compared to HPC, where AMD is clearly the leader. And if you don't know already all the AMD portfolio, I recommend you just take some time to look at it. We can cover pretty much everything. From laptop up to the data center, going through workstation and also small and big servers. That's all I had to say today. If you move to the next slide, I thank everybody again, and I will just now give the microphone to.
Thank you. Bonsoir, Paris. That's it for my French today. My name is Perry Krug. I run the solutions engineering team at Pinecone. And I just want to give you a little bit of who we are today. But again, as Kasia and Cyril said, a big thank you to everybody who participated in the hackathon. A big thank you to the sponsors, and obviously to Paul, George, and KXSB. Thank you to Station F for having us here in this amazing complex. Next slide, please. Pinecone, for those of you who don't know, is a vector database, and a vector database is all about performing similarity search. So when you have two pieces of content, whether that be text or images or video or audio, you're not looking for an exact text search engine, but you're having a starting point. This is a new image, this is a new sentence. I want you to return to me things that are similar to that. What does similarity mean? And that can be a whole hour-long conversation that I promised I wasn't going to have today with you. But Pinecone has been building this since about 2019, pre the launch of Gen AI, and we've seen obviously an explosion in demand for it. Can you go to the next slide, please, Phil? We consider ourselves the industry-leading vector database. We are built kind of natively from the ground up rather than adding on vector search capabilities. We look at things like performance and accuracy for retrieval, being able to run at scale. We're a fully hosted, managed, serverless, really good developer experience. And just a shout out to all the projects that had a chance to interact with Pinecone. I was there helping you in Discord, but there was very little guidance needed, and I think that really speaks to how well we have done, and I'll take credit for it, but how well my engineering team has done at building out the product, putting in documentation, making it really easy to use and get started with. Next slide, and I think is my last. Yeah. Our mission is to make AI knowledgeable, and that sounds very kind of lofty, but with all of the hallucinations and all of the training and scraping that goes into building AI models, our mission is to provide the right context, the right grounded truth, the right knowledge into your applications. And I was talking to somebody earlier today, and kind of dawned on me, the way to think about vectors is the analog to digital translation, right? And where the whole world is analog, whether it's you and I talking to each other right here, a video, a phone call, some text that's just written down in a document somewhere, or an image. That's the analog, and machines don't know how to deal with that. They don't know how to transfer it. They don't know how to interpret it. They don't know how to compare it with something else. So by translating that analog into vectors as the digital, now machines can handle that. They can process it, they can do multiplication on it, they can transfer it, they can answer questions about it, they can compare one to another. And so vectors are the digital for the analog world. Thank you very much, and I'm super excited to see the awards come out right now.
All right. This is going to be a challenge because I got a lot of information I got to remember. So I may have to occasionally consult my phone. Okay, so can we queue up my slides? Okay, all right. So showcase and awards. Very briefly, what are we going to do here? So as Cassia mentioned, we had about 20, so there's a few stragglers that came in. We had about 20 teams that submitted their hard work for us to look at. And I can tell you already now, they're all winners. In fact, even the ones that didn't finish, right? Humbling to see all the effort that was invested, right? In some cases, you know, Herculean efforts. And so we want to reward that to the best of our abilities. We're going to hand out 11 prizes today. So that's going to be one part. I'm going to talk about the prizes in a second. But then we're also going to do some showcases. So we have picked 6 that we are going to show a short video of. And then if technology works, we also allow all the winners to, you know, say a sentence or two. Some of them are not here, they're on Discord. And some of them are here, so I can see several, so, but you don't know who you are, so. Okay, good. Let's talk about prizes. Can we? Okay, so there's 2 types of prizes. There's a runner-up prize because we had 6 categories, right? So we had audio and sound and imaging and visual art and film and video. We had fashion, we had gaming, and we had the catch-all multimodal. So in each of those 6 modes, or missions as we called them, there is a runner-up, which is the second prize, which is a $1,000 participant in the project, $500 of Vultr credits. Hopefully that will allow you to keep your projects running, because I think Vultr was probably the most popular platform used in the HackXelerator. Now, can we look at the first prize for each category? Okay, can we go? Okay, here we go. So for first prize winners, 1 per category, it's a $1,500 cash prize. It is a GPU, so we have 6 AMD GPUs. Cyril will be pleased about this. They're hard to get, so it's an achievement to win one. And we have the same $500 per participant Vultr credits. And we have an additional credit package from Mistral, Luma, and 12 Labs. It will take too long to explain all the ins and outs of that, so there's credit packages from those sponsors as well. Okay, so I think with no further ado, we're going to start with the first category, which is music and sound. Now, this one is special. I said it would be 11 prizes. And you know that it's 6 categories, so something doesn't add up. And what doesn't add up is that somehow we have not been one project in the music space, and the project was cool, so they won the first prize, but we don't have a runner-up in this category. So can we try out our tension building? Does it work? Sound match. So, congratulations, sound match. Now, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to show you the video of sound match so you can appreciate the work that was done by Andrew.
Hi, I'm Andy. I just wanted to run you through the app that I've done for this hackathon. Called it Sound Match, and the problem that I've been trying to solve was I have a friend who's a creator, and he says he often struggles to find royalty-free music that he likes. So I set myself a challenge to see if I could pull in as much info as I could on each songs and tracks, and then try and match it with some royalty-free databases. So what I've done is I've set up 3 three different ways of searching. You can just search for artist name. And then basically I've pulled from various different sources as much info as I can. As you'll see, it's found the track. And then here you have, it's pulled in from Discogs, it's pulled in from Music Match, also pulled in from Wikipedia, and then an image. I was going to do a little preview play of this one, but I couldn't find it. And then I've used one free royalty-free database, Jamido. So it's matched this to Enya, which isn't bad. I'll show you a couple of other methods that I've got of the searches. One is an upload a direct MP3. So if I put in this one. So I tried a Shazam interface with this, but Shazam doesn't really work anymore because Apple bought it. So I've used Acoustic ID, and again, it's found that one from a clip. Pulled this together. See if it's got it. Yeah, not too bad. And then the final one that I've done for the purposes of this demo is just pulling it in from YouTube. Unfortunately, the Spotify API is awful right now, so I couldn't use that. Will this one work? Yes, looks like it's found it. So there's lots of potential. So this is the AI analysis. I'm going to run it through Gemini just to output the keywords. This one isn't great. Okay, what I'd like to do probably is maybe do a remix of this so you can do different keywords, and then there are several other royalty-free music libraries which we can integrate. I'm waiting for APIs on a couple. If you look at the back end, I've used Gemini mainly for the AI stuff, and then I've used Railway to get this running. And if you see, I've got quite a lot of different variables in. There's some advanced stuff that I can do with it, such as more music analysis, FAIS, which can analyze keys and music structure, because there's potential integration for this to maybe do more detailed analysis on a musical track, MIDI files, etc., which could then potentially even be used to link in, say, with Ableton Live and actually create tracks that are based on a track you like. But yep, I have functionality with this one. The MVP works, and yeah, thanks for putting the hackathon on. It's been great fun.
Am I on? Okay. Do we have Andrew on this? Do I hear something? He's not there? Okay. I saw him type on Discord, oh, I won, so. Okay. Sorry, we can't put Andrew on, so, but well done, Andrew. Let's move on with the next category. So we got the runner-up to announce. So in the, we had called this category, visual art and images. And so we have a really, interesting take on the subject for our runner-up. So let's reveal the project. Find the crystals. Okay, so find the crystals. I'm just going to briefly talk about it. Is a really cool project that does analysis of microscope images and is capable of finding tiny crystals in droplets. Do we have find the crystal? Tech team is working frantically. No. Okay, that's too bad. Let's continue with the winner of the Visual Art and Images category. Can we? Okay. And our winner is Quantum Consciousness. This one is easier because I see we have the winner here. But let's play the video first.
Hi, my name is Akane. I'm from Japan and based in London. I'm a new media artist and I'm very excited to walk you through my brand new project, Quantum Consciousness. It's an interactive artwork that uses real-time technology to explore ideas around perception, awareness, and connection.
The core idea came from thinking about how we might interact with the invisible, things like thought, energy, or intention. In this demo, when I wave my hand towards artwork, it's almost like sending out a wave or signal, a bit like how particles behave in quantum mechanics. That simple gesture becomes a way of communicating with the piece. I was inspired by the idea that our actions and presence might be unseen. This project turns that concept into a visual, interactive experience where movement and intention create real-time reactions. This was a bit of an experiment. I used tools like Touch Designer to build a structure and Luma AI to generate imagery on the fly. I also added voice input using Whisper and body tracking for gesture recognition, so people can interact with it in different ways. I'd never written a Python script before, so that was a challenge. I ended up using Mistral AI to help with the coding. Without it, I wouldn't have been able to get it working, so I really appreciated the help from the AI. What I like about this piece is how it responds in real time. It feels alive with your movement. That interaction makes every experience a bit different. One thing that really surprised me was how well ChatGPT responded to my voice input. Even when I'm silent, it starts speaking to me. But what struck me even more was how different the response was when I used the API in Touch Designer compared to typing the same words into ChatGPT in the browser. When I spoke the word apple into the system, the response felt conversational, like it understood the context of my project. But when I typed the same word into the browser version, the reply was far more neutral. The version I built in Touch Designer responded like it was part of the work, almost as if it was co-creating the meaning with me. I've prepared a few videos so you can see it in action. I kept the voice prompt simple. If you don't pronounce them clearly, you will get something else. For example, when I said red dog, it ended up as red dough instead. Here you can see me giving the voice command, red apples, and the system generates a new image using Luma.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away. But if it's a red apple, does that mean it keeps Snow White away too?
A lady in the water.
Ah, a mysterious and aquatic title. Are we diving into a tale of myth and magic, or just contemplating a late night swim? Watch out for sea monsters and soggy plot twists.
Eyes floating in the air in the style of Hieronymus Bosch.
Embracing the surreal and fantastical world of Hieronymus Bosch. Are we? Floating in mid-air amidst a chaotic scene of bizarre creatures and dreamlike landscapes. Quite the artistic choice for a leisurely afternoon, wouldn't you say?
Here I'm trying to show how it's been all set up in my project file.
Dissolving memory in the style of Dorothea Tanning.
Memory dissolving into the surreal realm of Dorothea Tanning's imagination, where reality unravels like a thread in a cosmic tapestry. Are we immersing ourselves in the dreamlike landscapes of Tanning's art, where the boundaries between memory and fantasy blur into a hauntingly beautiful mosaic of emotion? In this painterly world, memories transform into ethereal brushstrokes, capturing the ephemeral nature of the human experience with every stroke of those and intricate textures of Tanning's style, where memory becomes an intricate dance of light and shadow, inviting us to explore the depths of our subconscious in a visual symphony of introspection.
I've also put together a short video where I create a virtual painting with Luma AI generating the images in real time. Here, I'm demonstrating a real-time painting using a Hieronymus Bosch inspired image I created with the Luma API. London night in the style of Vultr. Here, I'm giving a voice command to generate the image in real time. Tokyo night in the style of Vultr. I've learned a lot from this project, mostly how to troubleshoot and piece different technologies together. Things didn't always work the first time, but testing and refining the setup helped a lot. Next, I want to refine the project into a more intuitive and emotionally resonant experience, expanding on themes of memory, dreams, and time. I'd also like to show the work in different spaces and see how different audiences respond and co-create. So that's quantum consciousness. It's a small step towards creating art that connects with things we can't always see. With the help of AI, those invisible moments become visible, translating voice, gesture, and presence into something we can witness and interact with in real time. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Love you all. Bye.
Okay, did I pick up the wrong one? Am I back? Okay. All right, you want to come and say a few words? Congratulations.
Thank you, Ben. Yeah, thank you very much. I just want to say that my mom passed away last month, and then I still wanted to find a way of communicating with her, and that is when I came across with this theory about quantum consciousness. The idea is that consciousness is not just something in your minds, but it actually is the universe itself, and then which is just like you know, built into the universe basically. So I thought maybe if I send some waves of frequencies into the air, I can almost touch her or something. So therefore, I came up with this idea and then named after that the theory. So today I'm wearing my mom's clothes, my mom's bracelet, and my mom's bag. So then, she's like, she's my teammate. And then also, thanks for my AI teammates as well, like ChatGPT, 11 Labs, and all that. So and also thank you for this organizing this event. It's massive event, so it must be a big thing to pull off. And also thanks for all this generous support from that, all those sponsors, and so I could concentrate on my work without worrying about my wallet. So yeah, again, thank you very much.
Oh. Okay, that's a very personal story. Thank you. Okay, we got to move on to the next category, video and film. And so, as we've become accustomed, we're going to start with the runner-up. I know it's a mouthful. Long-form media creation. So that's a project, I think, of Ryan and Yusuf. I don't know, you have Yusuf here. Okay, you want to come and talk about it? Hey, congratulations.
I don't think the runners-up were talking as well, but I'm gonna butcher a bit of French, so taking after your lead. Je suis grand excité, so. But yeah, I think with this project, we took a different approach in the sense that I don't come from a technical background, so I'm a business analyst by trade. So I don't have a particular language that I know or a deep technical understanding. So we kind of zoomed out and tried to bring in the business side of for creatives. So because most of the time I think, and a lot of the fears of creatives is that they'll create something, but there's no value for them. So they'll be plagiarized, or there's no watermarks. And once they create something and it goes out into the internet, it's lost forever. So what we've tried to create is an online platform for them to be able to market their IP and also keep track of where it's going, and also license it for potentially for eternity, so that they know that even if they forget about it, they know that there's something residual coming in terms of like royalties. And also on the platform itself, got an idea to create content on there as well, and there's different settings we're playing around with to make sure that everything that create is unique, and sort of the ideas of like NFTs and stuff where it's non-fungible. So that's where we came with the idea for the long-form media creation. But thanks a lot for KXSB, all the sponsors, and I think a lot of clever people in here, much clever than us business people. So hopefully this isn't the last time when we all see each other again and do some more great work. Thanks again.
Okay, thank you, Yusuf. So can we move on to the winner of the film category? Trumbo. Okay, let's roll the video.
Hello everyone, this is a demo video for the London, Paris, Berlin 2025 hackathon project, Trumbo, from draft to production. It is a collaborative productivity tool for the film industry built around screenwriting. My name is Dmitry and I'm leading the project team. In the film industry, everything spins around the screenwriting, locations, decorations, concepts, cast, costumes, and so on. These types of creative works connected to each other, where costumes are based on their design, which in turn is based on concept sketches, and all of that combines together in a scene shooting. A small story, in the Predator movie, the original costume design failed for many reasons, including because the suit caused the actor to lose consciousness due to overheating, and the alien hunter monster you have seen in the movie is a lot different from the original concept. Along with costume design, the script has been reworked a lot to incorporate the new monster personality into the film, and that's been 7 months in production. You can imagine what a mess it was. So the creative process is not just connected, it is bi-directional. Changes happen and they ripple backward and forward again. Enough of the intro, and let's talk about the project. The following UI mockups are made out, but the UI logic behind them is real. You can find the AI prototype code in the project repository. The application is supposed to be collaborative, same as Google Docs, and available on desktop, tablet, and mobile devices for productivity, working on send, and to communicate on the go. And here is the first AI feature. With language models, we can check a script for typical screenwriting mistakes. This is an early version of the movie script, and here we have an info dumping issue, and in final version this line has been reduced for 30%. Another similar example in a different place, and rules like this can be configured into a framework to reflect style and approach, such as Hollywood standard or maybe TV series. Another dimension is casting process. AI can automatically highlight all the characters in the script and connect them to corresponding profile pages, and character profile page can also be generated by AI and also annotated with structured fields such as name, avatar, and status. Having that, we can display character cards on a Kanban board to visualize and facilitate the casting process. Next, a budget field can be added with a limited visibility, of course. Displaying cast object as table adds support for numbers/planning tasks such as budgeting. That's all I can show so far, but the vision goes further, not just AI, ideation, or productivity features, but there are deeper ideas to incorporate planning and communication aspects as well. The tool targets for the film industry, and it is not just for screenwriters. Everyone in cast and crew should have a subscription license too. The same for the game industry, and potentially it can evolve to a general purpose productivity tool. That's it so far. If you have any feedback, please reach out to me. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. On the voice chat or video chat, can we try and switch to Dmitry?
Hello, hello. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, we can hear you.
Oh, that's scary. It's a real honor to be recognized in the category. I want to give a huge thank you to all my teammates, Yarson, Peter, and Ryan, for their engagement and contribution. These things are always done as a collaborative effort. And of course, thank you to you organizers for putting such a great event together and for creating an atmosphere full of energy, creativity, and openness that's like truly inspiring. And of course, thank you to all the sponsors for providing all this incredible cutting-edge technologies that became a bedrock for our projects. Yeah, so thanks everyone.
All right, wonderful. So can we move on to the next category? All right, the next category is gaming, and we'll begin with the runner-up. TradeMind. Well done. Congratulations. Do we have someone from TradeMind on Discord?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. You're live.
Thank you so much. Trademark Mind, I have to really thank my team for it. It was not really easy. Thank you for the sponsors and for the tools that we could use by heart. We really want to do something and improve gaming and monetization in games as studios need more money while hopefully reduce anything that has to do with gambling in gaming. So thank you for having us.
Thank you for participating. Congratulations. Okay, let's move on to the winner of the gaming category. Alternative stories. All right, congratulations. First, let's run the video.
It allows us to do so much more in so little time. It is basically a super assistant that that never sleeps and is always there when you need it. And I think it's a shame that the creative industry is always so at odds with AI, despite it being able to benefit so much from the industry. So what I try to do with this project is really try and combine both AI and a creative field, in this case gaming, and see how far I can get. With that, meet Alternative Stories, a text-based adventure game powered by LLMs to take the experience to the next level. The whole idea behind using an LLM for the game engine is to make the story adaptive. By making the story adaptive, we can respond to the player's choice, giving players full agency over how the story will unfold. In addition to that, we're also using AI here to generate images to complement the text. So the text adventure now has more visuals. It's a lot more immersive. And all this stuff is done on the fly without having to wait for a long time for artists to draw each stage, go through the whole multiple iterations of getting the concept done, etc. You can see how much can be done with just letting AI generate stuff on the fly, and you can get through so many more. To give you an idea of how this was all put together, let's go through a quick simple diagram. Now, to set up this whole system, I've got this very simple diagram to show part of the system. So one thing I really wanted to do with this particular project is to make sure we are starting with something. So this in our case, that's the text reference. This can be anything. This could be a little page from Wikipedia, a snippet from a book, anything at all. Something that's used as an inspiration for the little text adventure. What I do is I pass this to the large Mistral model, the thinking model, and that takes a bit more time to generate what I call a story base. Basically, the basic foundation of the story, which has a bunch of metadata like synopsis, title of the story, the main characters, etc. That will be used in the game engine as the game progresses. What also happens is, based on some of this content, I also generate a bunch of images, so promo images, videos using Luma AI. Now we move into the more adaptive part of the engine. So after using the large thinking model to build the base for the story, which is used as the foundation for the entire game, we move into the smaller model, which can respond very quickly, and that uses this kind of foundation to keep the player in check, like within the story world. So every time the player takes an action based on a bit of the story dialogue. The small model will use the reference story and decide what the next appropriate part of the story will be, and that's fed back to the player. What also happens during this process is we also asynchronously generate more visual content for the player. This usually takes a bit longer, so we try not to block the whole process, and we just return the visuals when it's ready to the player, and the player will just receive this updated within the engine in the client. And this continues in a loop until the player essentially runs out of turns. So the way I've developed the game as it currently stands is every time the player takes an action, that takes a count away from the remaining turns, and that leaves only so many turns for him to influence the story into a good ending. And finally, at the end of the story, when we reach the end of the story, I also wanted to add a little extra memorability. Everything that's happened within the story so far, create a bunch of small short videos that represent each part of the story and append it into a final video at the end. So this is just something that, not only can a player experience it themselves, that's something unique and personalized, but they can now share that experience with someone else in a video form that's easier to digest. Using text LLMs to generate stories on the fly is not something new. I think it's one of the most obvious ways to marry the technology. But what I wanted to also try as part of this project is to try and encourage people to interact with physical spaces. So personally, I'm very interested in mixed reality, trying to get people to interact with their surroundings and have that influence the game somehow. Now with AI, we've been presented with a very interesting opportunity. So I'm going to show you another feature in this game called the Magic Camera, which is a special, not quite cheat, but superpower in the game that lets you essentially inject anything into the story from reality. So whereas your dialogue options before was limited to a couple of text that is consistent with the story, if you really want to take a way out or strongly influence the story, you can use the Magic Camera to take a photo. What we do with the photo is we pick out one of the most prominent feature in the photo, in particular an object or an animal, something like that, and then insert that into the story. So now if a player wants to really make a change in the story, they want a sort of secret weapon to get out of a sticky situation, they can start injecting any sort of object they want. Obviously there's a cost to it. This does use up more turns than just a normal text, but as you can see in this example, I've sent over a little sword for our protagonist to use in his story. But you can do this with any other object. Here's an example where I passed in a ball and now it's being used by the main character as part of their prophecy. And this works, but instead of relying on the small model, I'm using Mistral's vision model, which can read an image and just pick out important features. And I think this is something that's unique. It's actually a really fun way to start trying to understand, how will the story develop when I sort of introduce this photo. Taking photos is a lot more of an interactive way to play the game. And I envision this would work really well with mobile phones, for example. And that is the end of my little demo of alternative stories. In conclusion, I find there's a lot of potential with this approach. It's a great way to create adaptive games that also encourage you to interact with your surroundings. Now, there are quite obvious extensions to this that I could explore, including audio features like a narrator or using audio input as well. I think those could certainly take this project to the next level. Other issues that I've encountered, mostly around tech. So scaling this tech is still a problem. I'm hitting rate limits, and sometimes the LLMs can be unreliable. But I'm sure with a bit of refinement, this will all work out. Again, thank you for listening. Taking the time to watch this video all the way to the end. I hope you'll support my project. Thank you.
Remote? Player one in Discord, if I remember.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Okay, you're live.
All right. Well, thank you very much for choosing my project. Well, I don't really have a lot to say or a lot to add, really. I think, you guys have done a great job organizing this event. I'd like to thank the organizers, the sponsors, also my teammate, Anna, who's been a great influence in the idea of the story. We had to pivot quite a bit, so the project was not like what you saw today, just like last week. There was quite a lot of changes since then. But yeah, nothing else to add. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, well done. And let's move on to the second to last category. This was a hotly contested one. Fashion. Okay, let's begin. We'll reveal the runner-up. All right, the Fashion Textile AI. I urge you to check out. It's a really cool project. Do we have anyone from the team on Discord? No, that's too bad. Okay, congratulations to the Fashion Textile AI Refit team, and let's move on to the category winner. Style Genie. All right, let's roll the video. Congratulations. The video is missing. Maybe while you can find it, do we have someone from Style Genie on the Discord? Or is there someone here? I don't know. Oh, come down, please. We'll give them a minute to figure out the video. Okay, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Well, hello everyone. How to say it? Well, thank you very much. We very appreciate, and it's such an honor to participate in this event. It's basically started from a very simple everyday life experience idea, and now with our teamwork and the technology, we want to combine the fashion and AI together and build this idea into life. And also, I want to thank all the sponsors and mentors, and also give us huge support for the tools we are using. And also thanks to my teams, which is we did a very amazing work, and we'll continue to work on this project, and hopefully we can bring some very helpful solutions very quickly for the real useful solutions. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, congratulations, Garrett.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have the video? Technical difficulties? Okay, we're gonna play it later. Let's just move on in the interest of time, and we'll roll it after the multimodal category. Can we have the screens back? Oh, you got video, okay. Here's Style Genie. Here we go. Wouldn't be a KXSB event without technical difficulties.
From the heart of Europe, a team of visionary creatives and tech-savvy entrepreneurs came together at the HackXelerator to shape the future of fashion through generative AI. The fashion industry is broken. Up to 21% of all apparel produced remains unsold. And nearly 20% of these garments end up in landfills or incinerated, costing European brands billions and generating massive waste. The average European online clothing return rate is 20%, driving up handling costs and eroding margins. Did you know that 30% of shoppers abandon their journey due to poor search and discovery? This undermines conversion rates across e-commerce sites. Moreover, less than 10% of fashion retailers leverage AI-powered styling suggestions, leading to generic, low-engagement experiences. What if generative AI can help solve these problems? Our mission is to democratize AI-driven style and personalization to create a more sustainable and circular fashion economy. Imagine a world where finding the perfect outfit feels as easy as making a wish. That's the vision behind Style Genie. Have you ever felt stuck doom scrolling through thousands of outfits, not knowing how to combine them, or how alone? And that's exactly the problem we want to solve. Meet Style Genie, your AI-powered personal stylist. It delivers hyper-personalized recommendations based on your preferences, designed to help you find the perfect style combinations for every vibe, occasion, and mood. It's very intuitive. You can describe your vibe or upload a picture. Choose your aesthetic. The Genie gives you outfit suggestions tailored to your taste, lifestyle, and budget. Want to tweak the look? Just use our style modifiers to instantly personalize your outfit direction. Still not sure if this is the right look for you? Try it on before you buy. Just upload a picture of yourself and let the Genie work its magic. From endless scrolling to effortless styling, Style Genie transforms your wardrobe experience with smart recommendations and a touch of magic. Now let's dive into the process. For the brand identity, we wanted the logo to reflect its magical, tech-forward essence. We chose a vibrant purple color palette, with bold and modern typography to reflect the fusion of technology and style. The app logo brings this vision to life with a magical twist, a genie lamp paired with a floating dress. To build the recommendation system, we started selecting the base lifestyles. From romantic to streetwear, workwear and casual, to partywear and sportswear. Then, we chose the initial style modifiers. Our pipeline was built in collaboration with our main sponsors, who provided the tools and infrastructure that powered each stage of the project. It starts with the user input, who uploads a picture or writes a prompt. These inputs are converted into input tokens using Fast API. The Fast API backend sends the tokens to a stylist agent that uses Vultr models to interpret the request. The Python backend handles database integration, preparing the system for vector search. The crawl agent analyzes the query and defines what type of product to search. The Crawl 4 AI scrapes real product data from fashion websites. These inputs power the context normalizer, who creates item descriptions and reshapes the stylist search prompt using our selected keywords. The context normalizer is trained using more than 100 sentences, providing context for the vector search, and instructing the large language model on how to describe fashion items effectively. Pinecone matches input vectors with the most relevant product data in real time, and returns complete outfit suggestions with product links. Finally, the user can upload an image and virtually try on garments. Powered by our own fashion video diffusion model, and trained on an AMD GPU and hosted on Vultr for realistic try-on experiences. By seamlessly integrating generative AI into personal styling, Style Genie helps you discover, curate, and refine your fashion choices like never before. And what makes Style Genie unique? Style Genie curates full outfits, not just single pieces, styled to your vibe, not an algorithm's guess. Our AI dynamically assembles outfit concepts based on your preferences, occasion, and style mood from existing inventories. From silhouette to price point, we tailor looks based on your body type, budget, and taste. By improving search systems and reducing returns, we help brands lower unsold stock and waste, powering a more sustainable fashion economy. Style Genie delivers real-time, aesthetic-driven recommendations directly to the user, intuitive, visual, and ready to wear. And what we learned during this project. Collaborating in a fast-paced HackXelerator taught us how to build and ship a generative AI product, combining technical depth with real-world fashion insight. By leveraging our team's diverse strengths in design, engineering, and strategy, we turned bold ideas into a functional, future-ready solution. And for our next steps, we need to stabilize and improve the MVP, containerizing each component and introducing a continuous integration and continuous deployment pipeline. Next, we need to deepen the recommendation engine by improving how the AI understands and matches garments to user intent, making results more accurate, relevant, and style-aware. Then, we will unlock personalization by tracking user preferences and building a feedback loop, making recommendations smarter with every click, save, and purchase. After that, we will scale our virtual try-on experience with high-fidelity visuals and bring it to users through a mobile app. And finally, we'll unlock monetization and partnerships with affiliate links, brand dashboards, and a strong presence in Europe's circular fashion B2B market. The future of fashion just made a wish, and it's called Style Genie. Thanks for watching.
Am I back on? Okay. I was informed that we have Find the Crystals on Discord. We couldn't get before. Are you there? We can see her. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, you're here. We can hear you. Okay, the floor is yours. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. And I'd just like to take this. Thank you to them. So my name is Tian Yi, author of the Crystal project, which of visual and images. And yeah, just like to take this chance to say thank you. I've met many of you in the London kickoff, including the first place winner of the visual track, Akane. And yeah, just it's been a really nice experience. And also, I'd like to take this chance to thank my team, Astrid and Partha. They helped me a lot in discussing the ideas around. And also, I'd like to share my excitement that in my project, it's rather a research-related project, and I'm really appreciated that this is also being considered and appreciated in this very special event. Yeah, just a little bit of my project. So it's about microscope images on protein crystallization. And the exciting thing is I only take 4 images. It only takes 4 images to teach the Gemini, the GPT-4, to be able to distinguish a protein crystal from like other precipitates in the experiments. In traditional method, it will take like tens of hundreds of like million images to train a traditional machine learning model. So that's very crucial to like pharmaceuticals to invent new medicines. So this is, yeah, I'd like to share this excitement with you. And also personally, like art and science are both my interest, and I'm so glad to see them like appreciated here in this special event. So, and also I'm glad AI is helping both. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So there's only one category separating us from dinner. So with no further ado, let's look at the runner-up for multimodal. Vibe slides. Okay, do we have, I think, Rob and Chet on Discord? Yes? No? Okay, seems like no. Sorry?
Hello?
Oh, there you are. Okay. Congratulations. The floor is yours.
Thanks very much. Yeah, basically, we were inspired by actually the London event where we were watching some presentations taking place, and then we thought, oh wow, wouldn't it be cool to generate slides on the fly? So yeah, we just ended up. So I worked with Rob, which is my partner, and then basically we ended up packaging something together and tried to get something going with Whisper and Mistral LLM and Pinecone, and we managed to just get it, yeah, basically package it up and got something going.
Excellent.
Thanks very much.
Thank you and congratulations. Well done.
I'm not sure if you...
Okay, and now to the winner of the multimodal category. Play-Doh. All right, let's run the video.
What's for dinner? No one ever tells you what to cook. You scroll, you search, you overthink. Every day it's the same question. Why is dinner still a struggle? Most recipe apps give you endless options, but they ignore what you actually have or what you really need. Your diet, your budget, your kitchen, all left out. And in the end, dinner is still a daily dilemma. Too many options, missing ingredients in your kitchen, dietary mismatches. Introducing Play-Doh, an AI-powered app that helps you cook smarter with what you've got in the way that works best for you. Smarter cooking starts here. So how does Play-Doh work? It takes your preferences, your ingredients, and your budget, and delivers recipe recommendations in real time. Its real-time matching engine connects what you have to what you can make instantly. An adaptive learning model picks up on every swipe, like, and rating, making suggestions more personal every time. And with multimodal ingredient recognition, you can scan, snap, speak, or type. Play-Doh understands it all. What makes Play-Doh powerful? First, a smart recipe generator that creates meals based on what's already in your kitchen. It's budget conscious too, helping you shop smart and spend less. Ingredient validation checks your pantry and tools before you even start. It adapts to your diet, restrictions, and personal food preferences. And finally, you can save and rate your favorite recipes to build your go-to collection. Now let's see Play-Doh in action. Here's Cecilia, She opens the fridge, opens the Play-Doh app, and starts by setting her preferences: budget, cooking time, difficulty, and diet. A few quick taps, and Play-Doh's ready to suggest meals that fit her lifestyle. Next, Cecilia checks her digital pantry, a live list of everything she's already got at home. She wants to update it, so she taps Add Item and simply says, apples. Just like that, it's added to the list. Then she uses her camera to snap a quick photo of a bell pepper and an apple. Play-Doh instantly recognizes both and adds them to her pantry. She could also scan a barcode or upload a receipt to add a whole shop in seconds. It's fast, flexible, and keeps her kitchen perfectly in sync. Now it's time to discover what she can make. Play-Doh's smart recipe generator suggests meals based on what's already in her pantry. Cecilia swipes through, right to save, left to skip. Every swipe helps Play-Doh learn more about her tastes. Each card shows key details like cook time, difficulty, and cost per meal. Saved recipes are added to her collection below, where she scrolls through and decides to go for the quinoa veggie bowl. Cecilia sees a beautifully presented recipe page with a full image and all the key details. Scrolling down, she sees the ingredient list with everything she already has clearly marked and missing items highlighted. With one tap, she can add those to her shopping basket or explore smart substitutes. She taps into instructions and can follow along with a step-by-step video walkthrough, plus a description below. Each dish can get a rating and can be saved to her personal collection. What makes Play-Doh different? It's built around real-life constraints: your time, your budget, your kitchen. With smart pantry integration, it knows exactly what you've got. It learns from every swipe, adapting to your tastes through AI personalization. And it's designed for action, not just inspiration, helping you plan, shop, and cook smarter. Play-Doh is built for real life, for busy professionals, parents, students, and anyone with dietary needs or limited time. It helps you cook with what you have, no matter your schedule, budget, or restrictions. Play-Doh's just getting started. From community-shared recipes to smart shopping and affiliate grocery partners, from zero-waste cooking to on-demand tutorials, every feature is designed to scale, grow, and evolve with how we cook. Meet the chefs, the team behind Play-Doh, designers, builders, and food lovers, each bringing a unique flavor to the table.
I'm Zain. I come from a background in management consulting, specializing in logistics and supply chain. I've worked across a number of different industries, from retail through to energy and life sciences. But outside of the spreadsheets and presentations, I'm all about creativity. Whether it's storytelling, UX design, or building and creating things that people actually use. I have a love for food and I really enjoy using tech, and Play-Doh gave me the opportunity to combine the two and work on something which has been really fun and exciting. And I look forward to seeing where this goes.
Cooking is an art, but you eat it too, said Marcel Hassan. My name is Peter, and I'm an AI and ML engineer and researcher. I work across the entire machine learning pipeline, from discovery, research and design, to production, monitoring, and continuous improvement. In this project, I leverage system design and agile software development with state-of-the-art technology to bring vision to life. This journey taught me that collaboration with talented individuals who share a passion for delivering something truly delicious creates magic.
These were the key objectives of the hackathon, and here's how Play-Doh delivers. AI-powered recipes, multimodal tech, real-time personalization, a live product demo, and a clear path to scale. Every box ticked. And that's Play-Doh, helping the world cook smarter, one meal at a time.
All right, guys. Play-Doh team here. You guys want to come up? Okay. Wonderful. I can't believe you guys all made it. So I'll give you the mic.
Thank you. So there was a question at the beginning. Who is from Paris here? Can you raise your hand? Oh, amazing. Every single time I come to Paris, I feel that I just evidence that cooking is art unfortunately, I don't live in Paris, so I need some tool that helps me how to get there. And the idea was just to create something simple, useful, something that just helps in everyday challenges. And this is what we came up with.
Thank you, Peter. Yeah, it's been a great opportunity to work on something, and I think it's amazing how, 20 days ago we had an idea, we had a vision, and it's amazing what we can create in such a short space of time. I think it's one thing having an application or a product, but being able to kind of make it relatable, have that human connection, and build a product or a storyline behind it is really impactful. So thanks to everyone who's given us the opportunity and the platform to kind of make this possible. And I'm excited to see where this goes in the future.
Yeah, thank you to all the sponsors for giving us access to the tools and the team. I think it was really cool doing it on Discord. We're always kind of building in isolation or like building alone, but it was nice to build with a team, especially under crunch time. And thank you very much for accepting my last minute pull request that we spent until midnight integrating. So yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I'm just too excited to speak. I'm very happy that the whole team is here and I can finally meet it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations, guys. Very impressive. Okay, so that's a showcase of only 6 of the projects that we got. So there's going to be a lot more for you to watch if you're interested. So over the coming days, we're working with the teams to get all their videos online. So we'll put them on our YouTube channel if we can agree on that with everyone. And we're also working on making some shorts in case, 5 to 10 minute videos are too intense. Can we move on? Because there's one more thing I'd like to do, which is the grand prize. So when we were in London, we said that as KXSB, we want to try doing something, and we want to have one team that we pledge to support for 12 months, provided they're willing, to continue and stay at it, develop their idea further. And so we had a lot of debate around this, but I want to offer this to, can we do our drum roll? Play-Doh. Okay, guys, well done. So we'll talk about this afterwards. Right now, I want to thank everybody for coming out here. Really appreciate it. Hopefully, some of you have been inspired and will join KXSB. So, Kilo X-Ray, SierraBravo.org. It's very easy. It only takes a minute, and you can meet people like the teams that you've just seen and hundreds more that are on occasion building really amazing things. So without further ado, I'll open up the bar, which should be better stocked now, and the dining options. So thanks for coming, and hopefully you had a great day.